What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to talk about how to anchor B site on cache. It's not the most exciting place to play. You're going to be rotating to A site a lot of the time, unfortunately. But alternatively, you have a lot more fun angles to play at than the A site has. So that's kind of the give and take of the situation. Now, let's talk about opening utility usage. When you spawn, come through and go through market window. And I would recommend throwing a Molotov like so. That's going to bounce off of here and then get a nice deep molly to prevent people from coming in for information on the terrace side. When the molly comes down, you can lead up with a nade like that, or you can do a peek and then a nade like that. Either way is fine. And then kind of the way people play B anchor is doing jump peeks like so and getting the early information if anyone is there. Or they just kind of post up and take a variety of angles. Now, you want to save some utility, and I would recommend it being a smoke for mid-round or when the execute comes in. So we've used a nade and we've used a molly, so we'll have a smoke flash left. So maybe after we throw the nade and the molly, we'll take up this angle right here. This is a pretty standard, great angle. Not one of the best on B sides, but this is a good angle. You're going to see anyone coming through here pretty early on. Alternatively, you could take an angle like this. Now, this is a better angle in my opinion, but you're going to get less time to call out if they're coming B. It's a fraction of a second, but it would be significant if they're full running through here, and you're going to get way less information if you're posted up here, or especially if you're jump peeking here. You're going to get less time for the information, basically. But alternatively, this is a very, very good angle because you have to think about how a good player is going to check spots. They're going to be worried about checking bench. And once they get about right here, which is where you're going to see them, that's when they're going to start being worried about the cat location. So, and this is an off angle. It's not a common place for people to clear out. So you could get someone looking in this direction and just kind of shoot them in the side of the head right there. Another really good angle for B site is right up against this wall and then looking right here. I've tested this with friends and servers, and when you're coming out, because people are going to be focused on bench, you can really only see the very tip of your head right here. So this is just a fantastic spot to play as well, because you can fight, get a kill, and then back off and then wait for them to jump down. And then you can communicate to your cat player that they need to make sure that no one crosses through this lane right here, basically. There's going to be a lot of communication with the cat player when you're playing B. So after this angle right here, there's jail, which I like a lot. This is just a tough angle to deal with when you're dropping down as terrorists, especially if you have a crossfire with the cat player. Maybe like right here, or even right here. So as you can see, tons of great angles to play with. We're not even done yet. After you throw your follow-up nade after the molly, you could back up and go right here. This is a really, there's like multiple ways you can play it. Up close, further back, and this is just fantastic for you. You can even get up, it's kind of hard to get up here, but you can get up right here and fight right here as well. That's a really tough angle to deal with. And then of course there's this angle right here, very common, not super advantageous, but it's a good angle. What's so great about B site is you have these pillars here, empty pillar, big pillar, van pillar, and the default pillar. You have all these pillars to play with and get a variety of angles. So let's say you make contact here, you see someone, and we're going to say you get a kill right here. You could now reposition and watch right here for the drop down. They drop down, get a kill right here, then maybe we'll pass through here and then watch right here. And then maybe we fight someone here and then we'll reposition here. There's just so many different angles you can play with and a lot of different options, especially if you hold your smoke. If you hold your smoke, you can throw a smoke like this, and that gives you a lot more angles to play with. You could throw a smoke like this, and then you don't have to worry about them wrapping you if you're playing an angle like this. A lot of cool stuff you can do. Now we've gone over how to play just your standard B site anchor. Now what about if you want to take B apps control, take some information away from the terrorists and maybe get an early kill? To do that, it's better to do it with a coordinated with your cat player, but it can also be done solo. What you want your cat player to do is after you spawn and run through here, you want your cat player to set up right here in this wedge and aim right here and have both mice button click down right here. It's the double click throw. And when you're starting to jump up onto the van, you'll call for them to throw this flash right here. I'll release the left button and the right button at the same time. And that flash is going to pop right here. The reason this is such a great flash is not only is it going to blind people right here, but it goes deep enough to blind people right here as well. So that's a fantastic pop flash for you to get. So the reason that flash is good is, so we're spawning and your cat player is behind you or ahead of you, but you are going to run through here and you want to throw a molly like this, or you want to throw the molly like that we talked about. At about this point, your cat player is set up right here getting ready to throw the flash. So while your deep molly is still up, you're hopping up. Now, once you're about on this right here, that's when you say flash for me. He'll throw that flash. You'll dodge it, and then you'll start working your way up, and then you'll want to throw your own flash just like this, and then now peek right into here with that flash. And now you've got all of upper B. So you can now tell, if you're on a team, you can tell your IGL, hey, I've got all of upper B. Do you want me to push or do you want me to stay? You have the option to smoke this off and kind of just hold this whole area down. Or alternatively, don't throw your smoke and then start pushing up to catch someone off guard with a kill. You just have to be careful. They could come out of this area or up from underpass on you. So that is risky. But it's a great way for you to maybe get a kill early and to get some extra map control and have a big advantage. If you stay in B apps after you've gotten apps control, a lot of good angles for you to take would be here. And I'm a big fan of this angle right here, where you can go up on the couch right here. This one is super underrated, and I don't see this one used a lot. Right here, this is a big off angle where you could catch someone off guard, and what I love about this angle is you're going to get that first kill, and then boom, you're down, and you can get behind right here, or here again. You could get right here. There's just a ton of places you can go. That's a really good spot to play. And then obviously this spot right here is very powerful as well. Next, let's talk about what happens if you have to watch the B apps and also cat, which can happen. You can get yourself into a tough spot if you don't have a plan on where to go if that happens. Like if a cat player dies or if the cat player has to relocate. If that happens and you are up in the apartments, the best thing for you to do is, if you're like right here, is you could just give up B site and let them run up from cat. And then maybe you can kill one right here and then fight out any fights right here. That's an option. Another option you can take is this angle right here, which allows you to watch anyone running up cat, maybe kill them, and then you can also hear people running toward you from the B apps as well. So this is also a really good angle. There's this one right here as well, but I think this one back here is better. If you're down onto site and you lose cat and you've got to watch cat, this is a really good angle right here. It's a tight angle. You could catch someone off guard here, and after you fight that, first of all, while you're watching this, you're going to hear them jump down and land on the ground on B apps. So you don't have to worry about watching B when you're right here. You just have to have good ears. And if you hear someone drop down, they have no idea where you are, and there's a lot of angles they have to clear out. So you could potentially chill right here, wait for someone to walk into your crosshair, or if they just start planning without clearing out sight, you could just swing and kill the planner right there. So this is a really good spot to play if you lose cat as well. You could fight someone cat here, and another cool thing about this angle is you can go up against this wall and then see how I'm able to reposition to empty pillar without ever being re-exposed to that angle again. That's a really interesting thing to think about when going over angles, is if I can reposition to right here, I could really catch my enemies off guard, especially if I repeat cat right here. So those would be the two optimal places to play if you lose cat. The last thing I want to talk about is rotating to the A site. 90% of the time you're going to be rotating through market. If for whatever reason you're unable to rotate through market, or if you're cat, like if something happened and you went to cat and you're giving up B completely, if you have to go to A side, I would recommend rotating up through here, checking right there first, and then jumping across, because rotating, if you know, like if you don't have mid control, rotating this way is super risky because someone could be underpass, someone could be top mid. Going through ladders is just a little bit safer, but 90% of the time you're going to be rotating through market. I just wanted to quickly show some flashes you can throw to help your players on A site. Now that very simple flash right there is going to be a pretty good pop flash on the terrorists, and it shouldn't blind any of your teammates based on where people are likely positioned. And then same kind of flash right there. So if you have two flashes, you could throw those two flashes and you could really help out your teammates on A site that way. And you can either go into here and rotate through jungle, or obviously go CT. And if you go CT, I would highly recommend throwing that flash and telling your teammates you're going to throw that flash. Maybe the A anchor can peek off of that flash and get a kill. So yeah, that basically wraps up anchoring B. It can be a little frustrating because there's going to be situations where your 3 mid / A players are just going to die and you and your cat player have to save. But B is still a really fun place to play. I would definitely recommend it. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.